చాటింగ్ చేస్తున్నా, కనీసం ఆ చాటింగ్ అని చూడట్లేదు.
ఫోన్ అక్కడ పెట్టు.
అక్కడ వస్తుంది చాటింగ్.
ఓకే ఓకే సార్. శ్రేయారెడ్డి and Srishant. So third one is the enana sclerenchyma. Imagine this is the sclerenchyma. Imagine this is the sclerenchyma. Every sclerenchyma cell surrounded by cell wall. Every sclerenchyma cell surrounded by cell wall. This cell wall is made up of lignin. The cell wall of sclerenchyma. The cell wall of sclerenchyma. The cell wall of sclerenchyma is made up of enana lignin. See, this lignin impermeables the water and gases. This term is very important. Lignins impermeable. Lignin impermeable water and other gases. Because of impermeability of water and gases, see, this lignin impermeables the water and gases. Result what happens are, inside the nucleus and cytoplasm degeneration takes place. If water and exchange of gases takes place, nucleus and dense cytoplasm is present. But here what happened? This lignin impermeables the water and gases. Because of impermeability of water and gases, internal contents ఏంటంటే cytoplasm and nucleus is absent. Here nucleus cytoplasm present, here nucleus cytoplasm is present. That's why it is the living. But here which one is absent? Nucleus and cytoplasm is absent. Because of the absence of nucleus and cytoplasm, this tissue is considered as the what? Dead tissue ga cheptam. And see, these cells are arranged very close to each other. That's why automatically which one is absent? Intercellular spaces present or absent? Absent. In case of enana, absence of intercellular spaces, it provide the mechanical support. To the plant. That's why only it is considered as the what? That's why only it is considered as the mechanical tissue. Why it is considered as dead one? Absence of nucleus and cytoplasm. Why it is considered as the mechanical tissue? Just it provide the mechanical support because of the absence of intercellular spaces. Okay, and see, this sclerenchyma is classified into two types, which include fibers, and second one is the scleroids. Sclerenchyma classified into two types, which include fibers and scleroid. But fibers ekkadunnayanetuvantiది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. వేర్ ఫైబర్స్ అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఫైబర్, వాట్ ఈస్ scleroid, ఇక్కడ చూద్దాం చూడండి. సో generally sclerenchyma is classified into two types, which include, first one is the fibers and second one is the scleroids. So generally sclerenchyma classified into two types. First one is the enana fibers and scleroid. Sir, what is fiber, sir? Generally fibers present in group, not in single. Please keep in our mind. Every time fibers present in group, never present in single. For understanding to the structure, see, I am taking one fiber outside. See, imagine this is one fiber. Same character what we studied in sclerenchyma applicable to here. See, generally fibers are elongated cell. Generally fibers ఎలా ఉంటాయి? These are the elongated cells. Generally fibers are the elongated cell, and ends are very sharp, mean tapering ends. So generally fibers are the elongated cell with an elongated cell with tapering ends. And see, every fiber is surrounded by what? Cell wall. The cell wall is made up of what? The cell wall is made up of what? Lignin. Because of lignin, what is the function of lignin? It impermeables the water and gas. It impermeables the water and gases. That's why inner nucleus and cytoplasm is disappear. Okay, because of the nucleus and cytoplasm absent, this one is considered as the dead cell. Fibers are considered as the dead cell because of nucleus and cytoplasm is absent. See, ఇది కూడా dead cells కదా. So inside cavity ఉంటుంది అవునా. This cavity is called as a lumen. So in sclerenchyma cell, because of the absence of nucleus and cytoplasm, because of the absence of nucleus and cytoplasm, inner cavity is developed. This one, this inner cavity is called as a lumen. So ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసి elongated lumen అనొచ్చా. In case of fiber, this is the lumen. This cavity is called as lumen. So elongated lumen is present. Elongated lumen is present in case of fiber. And fibers function ఏంటన్నా, it provide the mechanical strength to plant pot. What is the function of fiber? Fiber plays an important role. Fiber plays an important role to provide the mechanical strength to the plant. And see, second one is the scleroids. Generally scleroids are the spherical bodies. These fibers are the elongated with tapering ends, but scleroids are the spherical in shape. But same, every scleroid is surrounded by cell wall. The cell wall is made up of what? The cell wall is made up of what? Lignin. This lignin impermeable the water and gases. That's why inner content nucleus and cytoplasm disappear. That's why these are also, that's why scleroids are also dead or living. These fibers and scleroids are the both type of sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is the dead. Automatically fibers and scleroids are also dead. See, inside the scleroid a narrow lumen is present. The term is very important. Narrow lumen. ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసి in case of fibers elongated lumen present. Elongated lumen present in case of elongated lumen present in fiber, whereas narrow lumen is present in case of scleroid. And see, where scleroids are present, that is very very important. Examples where scleroids are present, that is very important and compulsory question. See, scleroids are present in, example, generally it is present, scleroids are present in fruit wall of nuts. Fruit wall of nuts consists of scleroid. Fruit wall is also called as pericarp. So instead of fruit wall, pericarp అని కూడా ఇస్తాను నేను. Fruit wall of nut or pericarp of nuts. And also this scleroid present in pulp of some fruit. It is present in the pulp of some fruit like sapota, guava and pear. So generally these scleroids are also present in the pulp of some fruit like sapota, guava and pear. Examples compulsory: sapota, guava and pear. And as scleroids are also present in the seed coat of legumes. It is also present in the seed coat of legumes. Legumes mean the plants which belongs to leguminaceae or fabaceae is called as legumes. The seed coat of legumes are also consist of scleroid. And scleroids are also present in the leaves of tea plants. Leaves of tea plants consist of scleroid. Examples anta important nana. So generally sclerites, where it is located? Where sclerites are located, Nana? Where sclerites are located? It is located in the fruit wall of nut and also present in the pulp of some fruit like sapota, guava and pear, and also present in the seed coat of legumes, and also present in the leaves of banana tea plant. These three, see, parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma comes under the simple tissues. Permanent tissues, two types, simple and complex. This is the simple tissue. Then come to the banana complex tissues. Second one is the complex tissues. So generally complex tissues are the tissues, they are made up of different types of cells. Generally complex tissues are the tissues, they are made up of different types of cells. These complex tissues are classified into two types, which include xylem and phloem. So complex tissues are made up of different types of cell. Complex tissues are classified into two types, which include xylem and phloem. See, xylem is also called as what? Hydrome, and phloem is also called as leptome, which is also called as bast. Xylem is also called as what? Xylem is also called as hydrome. Phloem is also called as leptome. See, this hydrome term, xylem term, phloem term, leptome, bast, these terms are proposed by the scientist K. Nageli. Scientist name is important. Actually, Nageli proposed hydrome, leptome, bast and a word, but in some textbook given xylem and phloem is also. So xylem is also called as hydrome, leptome is also, phloem is also called as leptome, but the terms are proposed by the scientist K. Nageli. And see, generally xylem is made up of four types of elements, which include vessels. Second one is the tracheids. Third one is the xylem fibers, and fourth one is the xylem parenchyma. Fourth one is the xylem parenchyma. So vessels, tracheids, fibers all are dead cells, but xylem parenchyma is the living cells. Okay. So in case of xylem, majority of the element, means 75% of elements are dead. That's why xylem considered as the dead tissue. Like that in phloem, which one is present? First one is the sieve tube elements. First one is the sieve tube cells anochu lekapothe sieve tube elements, and second one is the companion cells, and third one is the phloem parenchyma. Third one is the phloem parenchyma. Phloem parenchyma. And fourth one is the phloem fibers. Fibers ekkada unna dead enana, because of fibers are the type of sclerenchyma. That's why sclerenchyma cell wall is lignin. It impermeable the water and gases. That's why it comes to the dead cells only. So phloem fiber. See, sieve tube element, companion cell, phloem parenchyma is the living cells, but phloem fibers are the dead cells. So 75% of elements are living or dead. Living, that's why phloem is considered as the living tissue ga manam cheptam. And see, listen, very important. It చూడమ్మా, ఇక్కడ వజిల్స్ ట్రాకెట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఓకేనా? ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి? వజిల్స్ అండ్ ట్రాకెట్. బిఫోర్ గోయింగ్ టు దట్ వన్, సి, in case of what is the function what is the function of xylem? What is the function of xylem అంటే xylem యొక్క ఫంక్షన్ ఏంటి నాన్న? What is the function of xylem? Xylem plays an important role to transport. Xylem plays an important role to transport the water and mineral salts in unidirectional manner. Unidirectional manner. Xylem main function enna, what is the main function? Xylem main function is to transport the water and mineral salts in a unidirectional manner. సో ఇక్కడ చూడన్నా యూనిడైరెక్షనల్ అంటే ఇక్కడ చూడన్నా ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇవి రూట్స్ అనుకోండి ఓకేనా. సో దిస్ ఫస్ట్ వాటర్ ప్రజెంట్ ఇన్ సాయిల్, దిస్ వాటర్ అబ్జర్వ్డ్ బై root, then transported to stem to leaf to atmosphere through the transpiration, through the rain again it is comes to the soil. So once water transport from soil to root, it never come back to root to the soil. Once water transported from root to stem never come back, means only one direction towards up only, they not come back. That's why unidirectional manner. So what is the function of xylem? Xylem transport the water and minerals in a unidirectional manner. What is the function of phloem, sir? See, what is the function of phloem in? Phloem plays an important role. This phloem plays an important role to transport food. Food anna organic solute anna okate. So what is the function of phloem? Phloem transport the food or organic solute in bidirectional manner. దీన్నే మనము మల్టీ డైరెక్షనల్ మేనర్ అని కూడా అంటాం. Phloem transport the what? Phloem transport the what? Phloem transport the food or organic solute in bidirectional manner or multi-directional manner. So for example ఇక్కడ చూడన్నా, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇది ఒక ప్లాంట్ అనుకోండి. ఇమాజిన్ దిస్ ఈజ్ వన్ ప్లాంట్. జనరల్లీ ఫుడ్ మెటీరియల్స్ ఆర్, దిస్ ఈజ్ ద ఫుడ్, దట్ ఈజ్ గ్లూకోజ్. Generally food materials are synthesized in leaves by photosynthesis. లీవ్స్లో ఫుడ్ తయారైంది, ఆ ఫుడ్ ఎక్కడికి రావాలి? ఇట్ కమ్స్ టు ది డౌన్, ఇట్ నీడ్ టు కమ్స్ అప్, దే నీడ్ టు కమ్స్ అండ్ ఆన్ అ సైడ్, దే నీడ్ కమ్ టు దిస్ డైరెక్షన్, in all direction that food need to transport. That's why phloem transport the food or organic solute in bidirectional manner or multi-directional manner. That is the important ga manam cheptam. And see, sieve tube elements are the example of enucleated cells nana. Sieve tube elements are the example of enucleated cell. Enucleated ante e ante absent, at maturity nucleus is absent. Nucleus absent ante adi living or non living. In general case, if living, for example, see, in case of sclerenchyma is considered as the dead because of its maturity nucleus is absent annam. Okay na? If nucleus is absent, we are consider it is the dead. But sieve tube element enucleated cell. Enucleated means what? Enucleated means at maturity nucleus is absent. If nucleus absent, generally we are consider it is the dead one. But instead of absence of nucleus, we are consider sieve tube elements are the living cell. ఎందుకు అనంటే sieve tube element function is carried out by the companion cell. అందుకే ఇది sieve tube అనుకోండి నాన్న. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇది sieve tube cells అనుకోండి, ఇవి sieve tube, దాని పక్కనే ఏముంటాయి నాన్న? కాంపానియన్ సెల్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఇవేంటి నాన్న? దీస్ ఆర్ ది కాంపానియన్ సెల్స్. అండ్ ఇవేంటి నాన్న? sieve tube cells or sieve tube elements. సో ఇక్కడ న్యూక్లియస్ ఉందా? న్యూక్లియస్ లేదు, ఇక్కడ న్యూక్లియస్ ఉంది. ఓకే, సో ఎట్ మెచ్యూరిటీ న్యూక్లియస్ ఈజ్ absent in sieve tube. At maturity nucleus is absent in sieve tube. That's why sieve tube elements are the enucleated cells, means absence of nucleus. Even the absence of nucleus also we are consider it is the living, because of the functions of sieve tube is carried out by the nucleus of companion cell. That's why even the absence of nucleus also we are consider sieve tube elements are the living cells ga manam cheptamu. And see, listen, this companion cell maintain the pressure gradient in sieve tube also. That is also companion cell which maintain the what? It maintain the pressure gradient in sieve tube cells also. Which one, Nana? Companion cells also maintain the what? Companion cells are also maintain the pressure gradient in sieve tube cell. For example, separate the companion cell from the sieve tube. What happened? The pressure gradient increase, the pressure increased in sieve tube, then finally it undergoes burst. So that's why to maintain the pressure gradient, how much pressure is required, that pressure is maintained by the companion cells గా మనం చెప్తున్నాము. ఓకేనా? అండ్ ఇక్కడ చూడనా, ఇక్కడ xylem ఫంక్షన్ ఏం చెప్పాను. వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఫంక్షన్ ఆఫ్ xylem? ఓకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ ది వాటర్ అండ్ మినరల్ సాల్ట్ ఇన్ యూనిడైరెక్షనల్ మేనర్. xylem అంటే 4 ఎలిమెంట్స్. ఓకేనా? కానీ మెయిన్గా వజిల్స్ అండ్ ట్రాకెట్స్ మాత్రమే ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ ది వాటర్ అండ్ మినరల్. జనరల్గా కామన్గా చెప్తే xylem ఫంక్షన్ ఈజ్ టు ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ సంథింగ్ అని చెప్పి చెప్తాం. ఈ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ ది వాట్? ఈ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ ది వాట్? వాటర్ అండ్ మినరల్ సాల్ట్ ఇన్ యూనిడైరెక్షనల్ మేనర్. ఎస్పెషల్లీ xylem మీన్స్ వజిల్స్ అండ్ ట్రాకెట్స్ ఓన్లీ. వజిల్స్ అండ్ ట్రాకెట్స్ ఓన్లీ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ ది వాట్? ఏంటన్నా? వాటర్ అండ్ మినరల్. సి, ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్, ఈ పాయింట్ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. In case of angiosperms, vessels and tracheids both plays an important role in transport of water and mineral salt. But in case of gymnosperm, in gymnosperms vessels absent, nana. It చూడండి, in gymnosperm which one is absent? Vessels absent. కాబట్టి vessels లేవు కాబట్టి వాటర్ని ఎవరు సప్లై చేస్తారు? ట్రాకెట్స్ ఏంటన్నా? మేజర్ వాటర్ కండక్టింగ్ ఎలిమెంట్. మేజర్ వాటర్ కండక్టింగ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్. ఈ క్వశ్చన్ చాలాసార్లు ఇచ్చాడు. వాడు యాంజియోస్పెర్మ్స్ అని అన్నాడు అనుకో. In angiosperm, major water conducting elements ఏంటన్నా? In case of angiosperm, major water conducting element vessels and tracheids. But gymnosperm vessels are absent. That's why tracheids only transport the water in gymnosperm. That's why in gymnosperm tracheids are the major water conducting elements గా మనం చెప్తాము. And see, ఒక్క పాయింట్ ఇటు చూడండి. సో జనరల్లీ ఒకసారి ఇటు చూడండి. So generally phloem parenchyma is absent in, generally this phloem parenchyma is absent in monocot stem. Generally it is absent in monocot stem. నేను చెప్తున్న పాయింట్లు ప్రతి ఒక్కటి ఇంపార్టెంట్. Phloem parenchyma generally absent in monocot stem. In monocot stem again we will discuss, but ఇక్కడ వచ్చింది కాబట్టి నేను చెప్తున్నాను. See, ఇటు చూడండి. Phloem fibers are also called as, in bracket write down, this phloem fibers is also called as, fourth one type ఏంటన్నా? phloem fiber. These phloem fibers are also called as bast fibers గా చెప్తాం. phloem fibers are also called as ఏంటన్నా? bast fibers గా చెప్తాము. This best phloem fibers or bast fibers comes from jute plant, sun hemp and flax. ఈ 3 plants నుంచి the best phloem fibers are also called as bast fiber. The best phloem fibers we are getting from jute plant, sun hemp and flax. From these plant the commercially best fibers we are getting. So this is the information which related to complex tissues like xylem and phloem. What is the function of xylem, Nana? What is the function of xylem? What is the function of xylem? Transport the water and mineral salt. Xylem is also transport. See, xylem is also transport. అక్కడ రాసుకోండి. మేజర్ ఫంక్షన్ ఏది అంటే సింపుల్గా అందరికీ చెప్పేది water and mineral salt. It is the major function. And xylem is also transport the phytohormones. The hormones produced by the plant is called as phytohormone. And also nitrates and amides. So also transport the amides. Xylem majorly transport the water and mineral. Xylem is also transport the phytohormones and amides also. Okay. So this is the information which related to complex tissues. Okay, tissues are classified into two types. మనం చదువుతున్నటువంటిది ఏంది నాన్న ఇప్పటిదాకా చదివింది హిస్టాలజీ. హిస్టాలజీ మీన్ వాట్ ఈజ్ హిస్టాలజీ? What is histology? The branch of science that deals with tissues is called as histology. In case of plant, two types of tissues are present. First one is the meristematic tissues and second one is the permanent tissues. Meristematic tissues classified different type on the basis of origin and place. Place anakundada location antam. On the basis of origin, two type. Entity primary meristematic tissues, secondary meristem. In the on the basis of enana place and location, three type: apical, next intercalary, and last one is the lateral. What is the function of apical meristem? Apical meristems ekkada untayo cheppandi. Apical meristems present on the, it is present in the shoot tip and it is present in the root tip and shoot tip. Ante kada, it is present on the root tip and shoot tip. It plays an important role in the linear growth of plant. And what is the function of intercalary? What is the function of intercalary meristem? Regeneration of plant part removed by the grazing animal. Lateral meristem function is to increase the girth or diameter or width of enana root and shoot. And permanent tissues lo vachesi, permanent tissues two type: simple and complex. Simple lo emamnai, simple tissues three type: parenchyma, second one collenchyma, third one is the sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma lo malli two types unnai. Enti nana? Fibers, second one is the scleroids. Complex tissues are two type. Enti nana? Xylem, phloem. So these all comes under the enana histology. These are the tissues present in case of enana. These are the tissues present in plant body. Okay. So all types of tissues comes under the enana histology. What is tissue nana? What is tissue? What is tissue? Group of cells which are common in origin and function. Common in origin, common in function. Okay. So tissue lesson name enti? Histology and anatomy of flowering plant. This is the histology. Then go for the anatomy. Before going to the anatomy, we are discussing another tissue system. Before going to the anatomy, a small topic and very important topic for NEET, that is tissue system. What is tissue system? Group of tissues. Group of tissues is called as tissue system. Group of tissues is called as tissue system. Shreya Reddy and who is that? Srishant and Sachit Reddy. My voice is audible? I repeat, Shreya Reddy. Okay. So that enana tissue system means a group of tissues is, see, this is the single cell and this is the single cell and these are the group of cell. Group of cells is called as tissue and group of tissue. See, this is one tissue, this is one tissue, This is one tissue. This group of tissues is called as what? Tissue system. This group of tissues is called as tissue system. Single cell means what is cell? The structural and functional unit of life is called as cell. Group of cells is called as tissue. Group of tissues is called as a tissue system. The tissue systems we are going to discuss here. So in case of three types of tissue system. In case of plants, in case of plant, three types of tissue system. Three types of tissue systems are present in case of plants, which include, first one is the epidermal tissue system. First one is the epidermal tissue system, and second one is the ground tissue system. Ground tissue system, and third one is the vascular tissue system. So in case of plants, especially in angiosperms and gymnosperms I am talking, not in bryophyte and pteridophyte. So in case of plant, there are three types of tissue systems are present: epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system, and fundamental tissue system. See, epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system, vascular. This ground tissue system is also called as fundamental tissue system, also in bracket write down. This ground tissue system is also called as, okay. So that ground tissue system is also called as fundamental tissue system. Yeah, ready? Who is that? If tissue topic is deleted from MSET, okay, without this basic knowledge, anatomy is not possible to understand. You don't expect the question, but without this topic, not possible to understand the anatomy. That is next topic. That's why only we teach. Hope you got it. So ground tissue system is also called as fundamental tissue system. Vascular tissue system is also called as conductive tissue system. దీన్నే మనం ఏమంటున్నాము? Conductive tissue system. Vascular tissue system is also called as conductive tissue system also. Reason we will explain. Okay. So first starts with epidermal tissue system. So first starts with, there are three types of tissue systems are there. First one, epidermal tissue system. So first type of tissue system, epidermal tissue system. In that epidermal tissue system, we are going to discuss with epidermis and epidermal appendages. Second one is the epidermal epidermis. Second one is the epidermal appendages, and third one is the stomata. So in epidermal tissue system, we are going to discuss with three topic: epidermis, epidermal appendages, and stomata. So first starts with epidermis. Sir, what is epidermis, sir? See, in the transfer section of root, TS antunna. In the transfer section of root, in the transfer section of stem, in the transfer section of leaf. In the transfer section of root, stem and leaf, the outermost layer, this one. In the transfer section of root, stem and leaf, this outermost layer is called as what? Epidermis. In what, Nana? In the transfer section, TS. in the transfer section of root, in the transfer section of stem, and in the transfer section of leaf, the outermost layer is called as epidermis. Epidermis lo first character, epidermis is the outermost layer. First point, it is the outermost layer. And always epidermis is the single layer, only one layer, except in xerophyte. What is xerophyte, Nana? The plants which are grows in desert or high temperature is called as xerophyte. In xerophyte, to reduce the loss of water, multiple layered epidermis is present. But in case of normal condition low, in mesophyte, in hydrophyte, epidermis present in only one layer, that is the single layer. And see, ఇవి ఎపిడర్మల్ సెల్స్ నాన్న. ఎపిడర్మిస్లో ఉండే సెల్స్ని ఏమంటున్నాం నాన్న? ఎపిడర్మిస్లో ఉండే సెల్స్ని ఏమంటున్నాము? ఎపిడర్మల్ సెల్. జనరల్లీ ఎపిడర్మల్ సెల్స్, జనరల్లీ ఎపిడర్మల్ సెల్, ఇది ఎపిడర్మల్ సెల్ ఒకటి తీసుకుంటున్నాను. ఇమాజిన్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ద ఎపిడర్మల్ సెల్. దిస్ ఎపిడర్మల్ సెల్ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ బ్యారల్ షేప్డ్ ఆర్ రెక్టాంగులర్ షేప్డ్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద షేప్ నాన్న? ఎపిడర్మల్ సెల్స్ ఇగో ఇదేం షేప్ నాన్న? ఇట్ ఈస్ ద బ్యారల్ షేప్డ్ ఆర్ రెక్టాంగులర్. సో ఎపిడర్మల్ సెల్స్ present in barrel shape or rectangular shape. Epidermal cells present in barrel shaped or rectangular shaped. These cells are arranged very close to each other. Idoka cell anukondi. These cells arranged very close to each other. These epidermal cells are arranged very closely and compactly. That's why in epidermis, which one is absent? Intercellular spaces are absent. That's why in epidermis, it is the outer layer, it is the single layer. And epidermal cells are barrel or rectangular shape. That's why intercellular spaces are absent. Emundavu nana? Intercellular spaces present or absent? Intercellular spaces are absent. The cells arranged very closely or compactly, that's why intercellular spaces are absent. It is the outermost layer or innermost layer? Outermost layer. That's why epidermis function is the protection. Outer side unnevi evaina protect the inner one. So epidermis is the outermost layer. That's why epidermis plays an important role in protection. Okay, and see, listen, okkasari ikkada chudana. For example, if you can take stem epidermis as well as leaf epidermis. If you can take stem epidermis and leaf epidermis, is covered with it is covered with one thick layer that is called as cuticle layer. That layer is called as cuticle layer. This cuticle layer is made up of waterproof waxy material, that is cutin. This cuticle layer plays an important role to reduce the loss of water. It reduces the loss of water or reduce the rate of transpiration. Loss of water is called as transpiration. ఆ ట్రాన్స్పిరేషన్ తగ్గియడానికి ఏది ఉపయోగపడుతుందనా? క్యూటికల్ లేయర్ అనేటువంటిది ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది క్యూటికల్ లేయర్? దిస్ క్యూటికల్ లేయర్ ప్రజెంట్ ఆన్ ద ఎపిడర్మిస్ ఆఫ్ స్టెమ్ అండ్ లీవ్, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ absent in case of root. Root present inside the soil. That's why where transpiration, no loss of water. That's why no need of presence of cuticle layer. So cuticle layer is made up of waterproof waxy material. It is made up of waterproof waxy material, that is the cutin. This cutin or cuticle layer plays an important role to reduce the loss of water or reduce the rate of transpiration. And epidermis is the outermost layer. That's why what is the function, Nana? That's why what is the function? Protection in function. So this is the epidermis. Second one is the epidermal appendages. So the outgrowth of epidermis is called as epidermal appendages. These epidermal appendages are classified into two types, which include trichome and root hairs. Generally, the outgrowth of epidermis is called as epidermal appendages. The epidermal appendages are classified into two types, trichomes and root hair. So generally it's unna. For example, igo ఇది బాగినండి. Imagine this is the stem epidermis. Imagine this is the stem or leaf epidermis అనుకోండి, not root epidermis. Imagine this is the stem epidermis or leaf epidermis. Okay, from stem epidermis or leaf epidermis, a multicellular hair-like structure. A multicellular hair-like structures are developed. These multicellular hair-like structures are called as trichome. Trichomes unicellular or multicellular? Trichomes are multicellular. Sometime they are branched, sometime unbranched, may or may not be branched. These are the characters of trichome. The multicellular hair-like structure developed from where? Multicellular hair-like structure, one to many cells unnai. Multicellular hair-like structure developed from stem and leaf epidermis. That multicellular hair-like structures are called as those are called as trichomes ga manam cheptunnam. And this trichome sometime branched, sometime unbranched ga cheptamu. Trichome functions enti sir anante, trichome reduce the loss of water. It reduce the what? It reduce the loss of water and also participates in protection. What is the function of trichome? Trichome function is to reduce the loss of water and also participates in protection. And see, what is root hair ante idunana. Imagine this is the root epidermis anukunda. In the transfer section of root, the outermost layer is called as root epidermis. See, this is the root epidermis anukunte. From root epidermis hair-like structures are developed. These hair-like structures are called as root hair. Root hairs అనేటువంటిది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ చాలాసార్లు ఇచ్చిన క్వశ్చన్. Root hairs are always unicellular and always it is the unbranched. The hair-like structures which are developed from root epidermis is called as root hair. Root hairs are unicellular and unbranched. Root hairs function endana. What is the function of root hair? Root hair plays an important role in absorption of water and mineral salts from the soil. So what is the difference between the trichomes and root hair? What is the difference between the trichome and root hair? Trichomes are multicellular, branched or unbranched. They developed from stem and leaf epidermis, and root hairs are developed from root epidermis. Always these are the unbranched and root hair. And what is the function of trichome? What is the function of trichome? It reduce the loss of water. Reduce the loss of water anna reduce the rate of transpiration anna okate. So it reduce the loss of water and also participates in protection. And what is the function of root hair? Root hair plays an important role in the absorption of water and mineral salts ga manam cheptunnam. Okay na? Any doubts? So these are these trichomes and root hairs. See, these are the trichome, these are the root hair. Both are outgrowths of epidermis. This stem leaf epidermis, this is root epidermis. These are the outgrowths of root, or these are the outgrowths of epidermis. That's why only it is called as epidermal appendages. And third one is the stomata. That one we will discuss on tomorrow. Okay na? Any doubts? Online students, any doubt? Online student, any doubt? Okay na? Right. Thank you. Okay, bye now. Yeah, online students, any doubts? Yeah, fine. Okay, right. Bye. Take care.